Dr. Om Manchanda is Chief Executive Officer at Dr. PathLabs Limited. He's joining us right now. Mr. Manchanda, Dr. Manchanda, thanks very much for waiting, first of all.
Yeah.
Appreciate your patience and good to have you here. Now, Dr. Lal PathLabs is the second largest diagnostic chain in the country, right? So with that given, that brief introduction, I'd ask you to just provide what you consider are the most important highlights for people, prospective investors to consider who are watching this program. Very briefly, sir, in about a minute and a half or so.
Yeah, thank you. Dr. Lal PathLabs is a provider of diagnostics test services. We operate in one of the fastest growing segment of healthcare. Diagnostic industry is about 9% of the total healthcare market. It's about 37,000 crore and it's growing very fast at about 16 to 17%. And there are many factors that are leading to this growth rate. One is rising incidence of lifestyle disorders. Practice of medicine is becoming more evidence-based. And as the greater healthcare awareness goes up, people are going for a lot of preventive health checkups. So overall, the healthcare market is growing very fast and we are very well positioned as a company to tap this opportunity. That's number one. Second thing is our company is direct consumer facing. We have a large number of walk-in patients walking into our labs, and we have interesting scalable model where we open a lot of satellite labs, patient service centers, and reach out to tier 2, tier 3 towns. And our core markets are North India, Central India and Eastern India. And this market is highly fragmented and there are a lot of small independent labs, and we are attempting to actually organize this market by shifting from unorganized to organized. And the way we are doing it is basically creating a consumer facing healthcare brand and also scaling it up by opening a lot of franchisee collection centers. And we have a large pan-India network where we have close to 172 labs, 1,500 patient service centers, and we also have more than 7,000 pickup points, and we go and pick up samples from hospitals as well as small independent labs.
Right. Now, you said the total size is about 37,000 crores, diagnostic market,
yes,
right?
Yes,
it's about 9% of the total market. How is this broken up? I mean, in terms of organized and unorganized, is it 50-50? 50% of the market is organized, 50% is unorganized?
No. It's actually very largely unorganized, close to 85%, and 48% is in the hands of standalone labs. Another 37% is lying inside the hospitals. They are also single labs. So close to 85% is unorganized. Even within organized segment also, only about 6% is in the hands of pan-India players. So I actually would say a very large market is unorganized.
Right. You said single standalone laboratories in hospitals is how much, sir? Within the unorganized pie?
About 37%.
But should we call that unorganized? Because I mean,
even
a lab in a hospital
it's more
yeah.
It's mainly because even the entire healthcare is fragmented, and these standalone hospitals even they have single labs, so that's been counted in unorganized. But if you look at independent labs, private labs, that's about 48%.
Right. Independent standalone private labs is about 48%.
48%
right.
In terms of value, yes.
Yeah. So then it is roughly as defined by that, it is about 50-50. Right?
Yeah,
broadly,
you can say, yeah, roughly. You can say so. Yeah.
As I said. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Now, what do you think gives you the advantage to capture a larger and larger pie of the market? What's the, you're an old player, you've got a brand equity, a strong consumer franchise, you're pan-India already. So, but how do you think, yeah.
So basically there are two key factors that we are driving. One is building trust amongst our customers. We have very sharp focus on our customers who are doctors as well as individual patients, and that trust is actually built on quality. We believe that the accuracy of report is the key driver, and in the organization internally we have strong processes. As a company, we are accredited by a world's highest accreditation body by the name College of American Pathologists. Many of our labs are accredited by NABL, which is National Accreditation Body. So our core sort of a pillar of this brand is quality. And then second is we are making this brand extremely accessible by going closer to our patients. So we build our brand preference by delivering quality promise and at the same time building network of patient service centers, which really essentially makes the brand accessible, and also ensuring that we report the delivery on time, because timely delivery is very, very important in our space. And the last one is, since we have large number of walk-in patients, and we ensure that we provide a very convenient experience to our patients who walk into our labs. We also provide services like home collections. We also provide downloading of reports from the net or mobile apps. So it's extremely convenient experience to our customers. So that is really helping us to build this brand and spread our network.
Fair enough. North India is about 72% of your revenues, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
You're largely a north-based player.
That's mainly by design. We have two distinct segments in our business. One is high-end complex advanced test, where we go and pick up samples from various healthcare providers like hospitals. That network is All India network. This consumer-facing network, by design, we have spread more in North India, then now we have spread to Eastern India and Central India. That's mainly because, as you know, that we are a Delhi-based company. We had a strong brand equity in Delhi, and then we started expanding in Delhi, and then spread in contiguous markets in North first, because those markets were low-hanging fruits for us, and then slowly spread our network into Eastern and Central markets.
Dr. Manchanda, just one thing.
Yeah.
So the high-end tests that you do for hospitals, that's called the institutional business. Am I right?
Yes, that's called institutional or network business or specialized business.
Right. So out of the 660 odd crores that you did in revenues in financial year 15, what percentage came from this institutional business?
Institutional business actually consists of both super specialized and sometimes we have semi-specialized, slightly loosely used term. But I would say a very large proportion of our business is direct walk-ins, and close to 1/3 would be this institutional business.
Okay, so only about say 33 odd %, right? The rest is
Direct walk-ins that come in. But
direct walk-in.
Yeah, absolutely. But that number is also because direct walk-ins happen to our own labs. Direct walk-ins also happen to patient service centers. So it's more an internal estimate rather than accurate tracking of this data.
Okay, no, that's fine. Now, your overall margins are about 20, last reported year number is about 23.5 odd %. Can you tell me the margins in each of these two businesses, institutional and walk-in?
So the margin profile in these two businesses is very different, mainly because customer acquisition costs in a direct walk-ins is high, customer acquisition on institutional business is slightly low, but reagent costs are higher on institutional business. Reagent costs are slightly lower on direct walk-ins or routine business. So on a blended basis, our reagent cost is about 20 odd %.
Okay, no, just give me a sense, ballpark, what would be the number for each of these two separately?
It actually varies from test to test, so it's very, very difficult to really point out that, but relative terms, I would say the reagent costs are slightly on the higher side for high-end tests than routine tests. But on operating margin basis, they will all be very much similar, because in one case we have a higher cost of servicing, in other case we have a lower cost of servicing.
And so the okay, would they be on at an operating level? Will there be a 500 basis point difference between these two? Consumer being the institutional being higher.
Gross margins on institutional businesses are higher than routine business. EBITDA margins are very similar on both the segments.
Okay. Fair enough. There are other costs, I guess. So as you said, it's cost of servicing, etc.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Now, can you highlight where so one big thing which is happening to not just healthcare but a lot of businesses, it's also happening with healthcare, is these new age businesses which exist primarily on the internet, right? And these app-based services, etc.
Yes.
It's a big thing. I was actually talking to someone who was telling me that he orders most of his medicines online now, and they offer it, offer 20% discounts, etc. They also, by the way, do diagnostic tests as well. Do you see those services as a big challenge? It's still a very nascent kind of thing. They're still picking up. But what's your sense?
I don't think so, mainly because, our network is where we have testing centers and we have offline collection centers. And I look at many of these initiatives as online collection centers. So technically, it's just an order taking mechanism where people can go and book their orders online. But still there is an offline component of collection of blood samples. And, given this, you don't want to risk and go to any lab. So the brand is very, very extremely important, and Dr. Lal PathLabs is a very strong consumer brand in diagnostic space. So my sense is that as the technology advances, a lot of our collection centers also would want to have their own collection centers online. So it's going to more complement this entire network effect that we have rather than compete with it.
Fair enough. Just some perspective on financial year 17 numbers, sir. I've got a research report here which says that you should be doing 800 crores in revenues sorry, I think you yet to release the full 16 numbers, obviously, right?
Yeah.
First half numbers are released. So that's about 405 crores.
We have released our first half number. They are in the document, and we have not released any numbers for FY16.
What has been the growth rate? Can you give us a CAGR growth rate?
Yeah, for the last 2 years, our top line has grown about. In the last 2 years, our top line has grown about 20.7%, and largely this growth has come on account of volumes. That's about 16.7%, and the balance has come on account of pricing and mix. So, on an average, our growth rate has been around 20% in the last 2 years.
Before that, was it slower? Has picked up in the last 2 years?
No, actually we had a very small base. So what we have released in the documents in the recent data, because that probably may not be relevant. On the last 5-year basis, the growth rates are much higher.
Okay, but the base was smaller.
Yeah, that time base was. So I think the recent 2 years, if you take, our growth rate has been about 20.7%.
Right. Is there any seasonality in the business? I mean, some quarters are better, is there anything of that sort?
Yes, we do see seasonality mainly in rainy season, especially vector-borne diseases like dengue, malaria or chikungunya. Sometime outbreak of these diseases are very high in these months, especially in July, August, September, sometime extended to October. Winter months are slightly leaner months. Starting with December, January, then again from March onwards, we see a season more to a lot of diseases happen during the season change in March.
Okay, so do you have debt on the books?
No, we don't have any debt on our balance sheet.
Okay, and you will use the proceeds to expand, open up more centers?
No, this is basically offer for sale. It's all secondary offer.
Offer for sale.
Yeah, there is no primary component in this issue.
Fair enough. Dr. Manchanda, thank you very much, sir. Great speaking with you. Good luck with the issue. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
With that perspective. It's an offer for sale. Existing investors essentially are getting an exit. So that's what's happening here.